Well, hello. Hi there. Again, it's Thursday. It's 3 o'clock in Paris. So that means it's live time chat with Kat. I hope you can join me for a little conversation today. And I want to be really real today. I want us to be really truthful and honest about how we're feeling. Because I'll be really truthful and honest with you that this last week, my human, this cat version of me that is the universal spark of the divine that's living through this humanness. I've really been struggling this week. I've really been struggling with humanity and humans and people and life and witnessing and questioning and all of the things that I know I'm here on this planet to do. It has been one huge big ball of what the fuckery, and I want to be honest about it. So hello, if you're joining me live today, we're going to have a little roundabout talk about what is wrong with people. What is wrong with people? So Kathy's here and Sarah's here. Thank you so much. I see you both have commented, so I know that I'm live. Wonderful. Thanks ever so much for joining me. And if you are joining me live here on Facebook, just so you know, I'm also streaming this live onto my YouTube channel. There is going to be more stuff coming up in the next month that is only going to be in its full instance over on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't found that yet, I'll put the link in the comments later. And if you want to go and subscribe over there so you won't miss the big channeled messages that are going to be coming through, and they are only going to be put up in their entirety on the YouTube channel, just so you know. So you can do a little search on Cat Knott Uninvented Life and you'll find me there too. But anyway, that's a little by the by. And if you're watching this on YouTube, come find me on Facebook. Yeah. So yeah, human being me has really been struggling, and that's why I wanted to talk about this today, of what is wrong with people, because this is the question that I've found myself, my human, has been saying in the world a lot this week, and especially in the last 2 days. You know, we kind of get immune to people being people. We get immune to the things in this world that are so big and feel so out of control of us. But what's happening right now is all of us, every single one of us, and especially if you're listening to this and you're in my orbit and we're all being brought together collectively to be part of this, we are all being upgraded right now. You've all felt it. We've all felt the physical symptoms, the mental symptoms, the expansion that's going on in our energetic self. I'm pretty sure that every single one of you has been more feeling. We are literally expanding out of this physical form. We are becoming finer. We're becoming less dense. We're coming into a state where we are tangibly feeling this interconnectedness that so many spiritual teachers have been talking about for decades, of the fact that we're all one and we're all the same thing and we're all made of the same pieces of the universe. And we've understood it intellectually, but what's happening right now is so many of us are physically feeling it. And I'm sure that you are, and Becky Wells has just popped on, and I know that you are as well. You know, we are literally becoming beings that are the embodiment of this expanded state of interconnectedness. We are all one. So we're feeling ourselves much further than our physical form. We are reaching further. We are literally witnessing what's going on in the world, and we're feeling it. We're not just seeing it. We're seeing it on the TV, and we've always had emotional reactions to it. But we are physically, viscerally feeling in our energetic body, and in our physical body, we are feeling the echoes and the ripples of all of these events that are going on in this world right now. And what is happening, especially to me, and I can only bring you what my experience is of this, and understanding what, my collectives around me are also feeling, is that there's just this huge drive for us now to just stop fucking around. Literally just stop. Like, whatever it is that you think has been the reason why you can't do the thing that you were put on this planet to do, it's all fallen away now. It all has literally just gone, and we can feel the echoes of it, because we are, living in the echoes of the decisions and the life and the physicality that we've built. But we are so being the need to be the next thing right now. And we have to allow ourselves, even though we don't feel ready, to just do what it is that wants to be birthed through us, that wants to come through us, that needs to be us as the bringer of the expression of that into this world. We have to listen to this call that we have now to just stop, and this is why I'm wanted to talk about this today, with the question of what is wrong with people. Because I'm looking out at the world, and as I said at the beginning, if you weren't here right at the beginning, I'm being honest, fessing up, my human me, this physical being of me, this cat version of me that is the expression of the divine that's coming through me, that's having a spiritual experience as me, cat, right now, as human, this human has really been struggling, as I've been witnessing, as I've been feeling this more expanded state of the ripples of the world. And I'm just looking out and going, what is wrong with people? What is wrong? And the version of me that's looking out on the world is just incredulous that the rest of the people in this world can't see how fucked up this is. Just how much fuckery we're living in right now. That, we are still doing the same things over and over and over and over again. And so, yeah, me as human has really been struggling. And especially, the dreadful, again, we see another dreadful moment of grief going on in America. We've got a war going on, and we're already living in a state where we are witnessing in real life the destruction of the planet that we're living on. And every single day on the news, we are seeing more and more and more of these essences of existence, and we're looking at it and going, what? Why can you not see this? Why are we not doing something differently? And so I've been processing this as the human me, because this phrase of what is wrong with people, I have probably declared this out loud far too many times over the last week, as I've been embedding into this new version of me, the upgraded version of me. We've all been having this massive upgrade. And as I've been going through this, the human that was me, that I'm now living through, that's becoming the new version of me, that's embodying the new version of me, has really been struggling to integrate this new expanded version of me that's still witnessing all of these echoes of all of this old patterns of destruction, of behavior, of pain, of grief, just witnessing the world and going, what's wrong with people? Why can they not see? Why can humanity not just in a blink, can you imagine, like, every single person on the planet just in the blink of an eye could just see? Could you imagine the changes that would happen if we all just in one glimmer of a moment woke up to our own personal responsibility in this, of it has to be new. we have to do things differently. We cannot keep in these patterns, in these moments of outrage and pain and grief and fear, and identifying with it's them, and this is the thing that I've used. I talked about it last time in our previous live last week. I use this what the fuck, WTF. I use this WTF unpacking process that I was given by the crew that I work with, as a way for me to quickly unpack and understand the humanity of this. So, the questioning around what's wrong with people, I had to really go into, what am I feeling here? What am I thinking here? What are all the levels of my own behavior patterns here? What is being triggered inside of me here? Understanding ourselves first. This is what we have to do. We have to understand ourselves first. Because every outcry that we have is a witnessing of something inside of ourselves. So we have to understand deeply our own being and our own witnessing of the world first. And then I used this phrase, what's wrong with people? And I really dug down into it. So we have to go, like, who are people? Who are the people that I'm talking about? And when we get to that, we have to understand that, when we say, what's wrong with people, we're saying, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? And then we have to understand that we are therefore creating this reality of them and us. Them and us, and it's their fault, and it's them, it's they've got to fix this, they've got to do something. And these massive problems that we are living in this world right now, we can't deny them. We can't close our eyes. We can't kumbaya our way out of them. We can't smile and ignore and think that because I am just bypassing all of that and I am staying in a high vibration that, they're not existing. They are existing. This world is in a reality that we are witnessing, and we are feeling the reflection back of ourselves based on that right now. And so for all of us who are awakening souls, we are really feeling this world as kind of broken right now. But again, we then have to come back into this awareness. And this is where I've kind of been guided to really unpick this over the years of, once we get into this them and us, we're making division. And we have to recognize that they are people just like us. And it's very easy for us to sit and go, well, if I was there, I wouldn't do that. Well, if I was me that had been brought up in the reality and the world that I've lived in, and then I was suddenly transported over there, you're right, I probably wouldn't do that, because my values, my understanding of life has been built on the relationship to life that I've been brought up in. These are my realities. But if I was born into a different body, into a different time, into a different reality, into a different level of belief systems and understandings and how I'd been formed there, then we can't actually say that I wouldn't do that. Because it's only through our own reality that we can choose how we wish to see this world and how we wish to react to this world. And so when we see these major crises, this is the time that we have to understand this whole philosophy of the understandings that the crew, my spirit collective, have been teaching through me and to me, and I've been sharing with the world for many years now, which is that we have been born as, if we can imagine, a vibrational pinpoint in this world. So you and me, we have been born to be living in the lineage that we are living in. We have chosen to be here in the existence that we are in this reality that we are in this human form that we are in. And so I am here in my reality. And that is the only place that we can affect change, is in my reality. So every time I look out in the world, if I can say, they over there are creating their own vibrational pinpoint of the world, I can't affect their vibrational pinpoint of the world. I can't change that. You know, these are universal laws. We can't affect another person. But what we can do is we can vibrationally change ourselves to be the embodiment of what we want to be and want to see. And this is our personal responsibility now. And this is the understanding of imagining that we are an acupuncture point in this world, in the grids of this world, in the creational forces and vortexes of this world. We are an energetic pinpoint. We are an acupuncture point. You and me, this existence we're in is creating a cross point, a pinpoint of vibrational frequency. And there are millions of us across this world now who are awakened, who are aware, who are witnessing, who are bringers of change, who are the light bringers, who are the ones that are willing to stand up and say, no more, never again, not this must change. This must change. And so we affect change by being the vibrational frequency that then ripples out and creates this weaving of the network across this world that is making change happen. And we do that by staying in our own lane, by staying here and choosing our own things that we have to be, that we wish to be, that we want to see change being. This is how we create reality, and it has to be through us in this world. And so when we are living in these great times of upheaval and like earth-shattering grief that we are witnessing right now and that we're feeling right now, we have to move from this passive healing idea where, you know, for a long time we've been taught to send love to the rest of the world, to send out love. And there is a place for that. We can't deny that collective energy being sent to a space. We can't deny this now. This changes frequencies when we are all collectively intentioning our vibrational change into a different place in the world. But we have to understand the power of our own active creation of change. Active creation of change. And that comes through us here, now, being in our own skin and choosing differently. It's the little things that we do that have the ripple effects across the world. So when we have this question of what's wrong with people, yes, we're going to have a human reaction to it, but we also need to have a personal responsibility to it. Even if we are right across the world, even if this thing is so big that we have absolutely no concept of how on earth it can ever change. But our responsibility is in the active creation of our own reality. And that means looking at us. That means looking at climate change and going, what am I doing in my reality for climate change? What am I doing here and now to be more aware, to choose differently, to not perpetuate this need for food to be shipped right around the world packed in plastic and putting hundreds of miles onto thousands of miles sometimes onto the products that we choose. That's us creating a market for that. We can choose differently. We can choose how we wish to consume. We can choose how we wish to treat other people. We can choose how we wish to vibrate kindness and love into our direct circle of this world. And we can't lose sight of the fact that what we do sends light and love into this world. And every single one of us, knowing that we are this vibrational pinpoint in this world, this vibrational acupuncture point, weaving together as millions now, as millions of us, we are weaving together a new vibrational creation of how we want the new to be. And every time we are outraged with something in the world, every time we feel that grief so deeply and we send out this echo into the world of this must change, then we change. Because we choose in the witnessing of it to not perpetuate that in our own lives and in our own worlds. And that then creates an entirely new future and an entirely new way of being. And it seems right now that every problem we are facing is too big and too solid and too immovable. But because we're seeing it, because we're witnessing it, because we are really aware to these things to an extent that we have never been as aware of the fuckery of it all, of the solidity, of the conditioning, of the advertising, of the information overload. We are so aware of it now that we can choose differently. We can choose. Then we do have to be really, really, really aware of our own self, of our own understanding of this world, of our own triggers, of knowing that we are literally creating rather than reacting of what's coming at us from the world. And there's so much to talk about here. We can't do it all in one single session. We can't do it all in one quick video. We can't fix the world in one video, but what we can do is be really, really aware of what's wrong with people. That awareness comes back to us, comes back to me, comes back to me staying in my lane as Kat, as human being me here, and choosing to make real this drive that's inside of me, that a load of you watching this are also feeling inside of you, that we can do differently. We can create more, we can create change, and we are feeling it. And this up leveling that we've all had, this vibrational expansion, this move from passivity into action, creative action, of how we can literally choose our life and our reality to be more in alignment with the future that we want to see. This is how things change. And we have to know and we have to trust that it's not just me and it's not just you. And I think this is where I found balance this week of working through all of this, is the knowing, the deep, deep knowing and faith that I have, that it isn't just me, that it's not just my responsibility to change the world, that there are literally millions of us now who are all witnessing, who are all aware, who are all seeing, who are all becoming more, choosing to be a more powerful force in this world, choosing to be a more creative bringer of the new, of the uninvented. And this is the work that the crew have been bringing through me now for quite some time, the uninvented, that we have to let go of what already is and go into the uninvented, allow what wants to come through us into this world, through our soul, through our creative being, to let that out and not judge it by what already exists, but judge it by the power that it comes through ourselves, and know that millions of us now are being this creative force of change. And in the networking of that, in the reprogramming of the grids, in the remaking of the reality of this world, it is echoing out into every new generation. It is creating new blueprints for the future generations, for the future life here on this planet. It is making change possible. But because we're here at the transition point, we're seeing the problems and all we have are the questions, and the crew have told me this, that this is the time of the questioning. This is the time of the witnessing. It isn't the time of the answers yet. Our next generations are bringing the answers. Our visionaries are bringing the answers. They're making it happen. But we are deeply, massively feeling the disjoint of this new expanded sense of self, of connectedness, and the reality and the density and the deep, deep solidity of every level of constructed reality that we are watching unfold and unpacking and unweaving and breaking apart. And we are seeing so clearly every single piece of the unfairness and the rage and the pain and the grief and the fear being born out, being witnessed in the world. We are seeing it so clearly. And so we have to not fall into the them and us. We have to know that we are it. We have to know that we make the change. We have to have faith that every single one of us, being part of these millions of expanded, awakened souls, are creating new realities by simply being more of ourselves, letting ourselves be free, letting ourselves say no more. This has to change. And we have to be brave. We have to come together in collective now. We have to back each other up. We have get a collective of friends around you who just you can reflect back everything that you're feeling and honoring the humanness of you that's reacting to this world and going, just what is wrong with people? Just why can't we see? And letting ourselves have that moment of grief, but then coming back deeply into this active creation of a new reality that comes through us, comes through owning who we are, comes through owning that which wants to be born into the world through us, owning every piece of our role as this acupuncture point in the weaving of a new reality. And little by little, with every little change that we can witness in ourselves, every little witnessing of, am I acting from solidity? Am I acting from the old reality? Am I acting from a place of love? Am I reacting from a place of compassion? Am I reacting from a place that I am bringing the new? That's how we can all affect this world, even though it may seem like it's all too big for us to handle as individuals on our own. So yeah, there's my little confession that, you know, human cat's been having a problem with this too. But we have faith, and I'm very lucky to have a strength of collectiveness around me. I have some amazing friends that have been brought together by this universe, you know, to be here together in this time. And I'm sure that you know that too. You know the people around you that are in alignment with you. You know the people that are here to lift you up. You know the people that you can rely on when you're having a wobble in the world. You know the people that you can trust. And, you know, this awareness comes into everything. It comes into recognizing that some of those relationships around you are built on the old patterning, are built on the old realities. And so choosing again, even the smallest things of who do I want to share myself with? Who do I want to share my soul with? Who do I know is going to have my back? You know, and I'm really blessed. There's some people here on this live today, Anna Grace Taylor and Heidi Delaire, Sarah Cornforth. You know, there's so many of you that have come into my reality as well, that I know that you are the people that I can trust my soul with, and I hope that you know that you can trust your soul with me too. And if, you know, anyone who's watching this now, know that you've been brought into collective with me, because I am here to be one of those people that you can share your soul with. You know, we are here together. We have found each other together, and it's not by happenstance, you know, that that has happened. And we are all needed right now. We are all needed to be exactly who we were born to be. And that fire inside of us, we have to let it roar. That light in us, we have to let it shine. That message in us, we have to let it out. You know, we haven't got time to fuck about anymore. We really, really haven't. So with that, I'm going to be back next week, and hopefully you'll hear a bit more of me in between time. You know, but this week has been a week of processing. It's been a week of making my own self aware of just how this new being of me needs to become. And so if you're feeling that too, it's okay. That's where you are. That's where we are. We're reforming, we're renegotiating ourselves in this world. We're learning how to embody this new expanded version of ourselves. And we are having extreme reactions to what is going on in the world. We are having deep, connected feeling to the energies of this world. That is who we are as human now. That is the new blueprint. That is what is here. And so we have to be aware of that. And we have to choose differently because of that. We have to know that this is the signpost now, that we can't continue in the same ways that we have been doing so. So thank you if you've been here for this chat with Kat. And I know it's not been, you know, as light-hearted and as funny as usually we find here on these Thursday collective coming togethers. But sometimes we have to face what is. Sometimes we have to question ourselves, and sometimes we have to look at the world a bit more seriously, you know. So anyway, if you would like to follow me over on YouTube, I would love that. Like I said at the beginning, there is some stuff coming, some more channeled work that is coming through me right now, and that is only going to be shown in its entirety on my YouTube channel. So please do make sure, I'll put the link in the comments, please make sure you go over there and subscribe. It's a very small, it's a baby channel right now, so we'd like to get some more subscribers over there if we can. And if you'd like to find out some more about me, you can find me on my website, which is uninvented.life. And yeah, there's all sorts in there, and you can find out how you can have a personal one-to-one session with me, with my Spirit Collective, the crew, if you'd like to do so, if you'd like a personal channeling, all of that information is available for you there. And you know, if you are a creator, if you are a visionary, if you are someone who is here to affect change in this world, and you know who you are, and you need a guide who is big enough to hold space for you, this is the work that I do in the world. So you can find all about my larger programs on there as well, you know, to work with you and walk with you through this personal expansion that we're all going through as a collective right now. So huge love, and I will see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock Paris time, 2 o'clock UK time, and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me know if you're watching on replay. I'd love to know your comments, and yeah, hit me up for a PM if you want a little chat. Huge love.